And welcome back to Resident Evil 4 Remake. So, last time we got all of the heads for this little side tangent, so we can now use them to get our church key.
Is this the key?
So, how do we know which head goes where?
It's done automatically.
Is it really?
I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
Anyway, those are some very strange Binding of Isaac items.
I really wish they would just give you a description of what each item does. I hate having, like, the Binding of Isaac wiki up on the side.
The ultimate dilemma. Which end were you going to try to stab us with in that?
No time to chat. I'm going in. Condor 1 out.
Also, there's an excellent mod that shows descriptions for Binding of Isaac items on screen when you go up to them. I'll send you the community links later.
Alright, well, we can make our way back to the church now.
Now, I too remember where we got our first Alexandrite. You lingered there for a second.
It's one of those things you never forget.
Yeah. Thankfully, the quick way is just back over to the merchant.
Good boating.
Oh, it's fine. We don't need that boat anymore. It can sink for all I care.
Wow. Can't believe how boatist you are.
It's a pretty shippy attitude. Oh, sorry. I think that joke kind of sank.
I'd schooner see a ship continue to float, thank you very much.
So, before we go on to the middle section there, I do want to show off what the original 2-1's primary path, I guess, is. So this is roughly at the start of the chapter.
Yeah, this is the set piece that the whole double head thing replaces.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, other way around.
It's the thing that happens when they don't do the old thing.
Or when they do the old thing?
Oh,
Question
you
marks.
take the right path. There's a grenade there.
I'll be fine.
There's a grenade in one of those barrels. Oh, you're gonna shoot them from here?
Yeah. So the idea is you shoot these crates. You can shoot them from up here, or you can get down and get a closer shot. And you rappel your way down. How many times does Leon use that rappel animation in the original game?
Twice, I think.
I'm having a lot of trouble remembering the second time.
Same
The second
here.
time is just before where Disc 2 starts on the GameCube version. I know exactly where it is, but I'm trying not to say too much.
Okay. We'll just put a pin on that, I guess.
We'll come to that in like 10, 15 videos. Thereabouts.
But yeah, we shoot the crates to make a path.
Oh, damn.
Ah. You can't go through that. Leon would get wet. We can't do that.
It'll be fine. You could just linger there for like a minute or two, do some spirit medium training.
But you'll ruin his early 2000s haircut.
Yeah, Liquidy Poo's right. It's not worth the sacrifice.
Alright, I guess we'll just pull the lever.
You are almost exactly in a spot where there's a glitch you could do to skip the next sequence that puts you out of bounds. You go around the dam to the next item. Although you can't do it at 60 frames per second. It only works at 30.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I'm really only familiar with...
Of course, it's high risk and low reward, because if you mess it up, the game soft locks. Leon just falls through the air infinitely if you don't line it up exactly.
Okay, so there are a bunch of dudes that show up as soon as you open the way.
Of course, their AI isn't very good. One other tactic you could do is actually just backtrack over to the boxes, jump across, and they will all line up.
Yep.
And, I mean...
that makes a lot of sense.
The disadvantage being, of course, because they splash into the water, so you can't get any loot from them.
You know, I don't remember that torch guy coming up behind me there. Oh, also, I picked up the TMP on this run.
If only you had the mine thrower.
I'll probably pick that up eventually.
Truly a gentleman's weapon.
But only if you use the special upgrade.
No! That makes it so much worse.
Oh, I thought we were talking about how the TMP damage is pretty gentle.
Unless you're playing as a certain character in Mercenaries, and then it becomes probably the best build in the game?
Yeah, probably. So once we get past that little Zerg rush, we get the round insignia. This way opens up.
This key is a little less handsy.
A little bit.
I've obtained an object that resembles a cult group's insignia.
Wonderful, Leon. Head back to the church. Ashley's safety is our immediate priority.
I think that's also the first time we actually I've left in the codec sequences in the flashbacks.
You let the bats live, huh? Oh, no, never mind. I think you killed one by accident.
Alright. So past the waterfall is this convenient boat that just takes us to where we need to go.
Right back to the dock with our merchant friend, who in the remake is upstairs.
Yeah. Anyway, back to modern times.
Hey, these little cabins appear to be open. That's weird. They weren't before.
Ah, you're new. Well, kind of new. We'll get to that later. You're not new.
Jesus Christ!
No, Jesus Christ is pretty old to my understanding.
No, this is Peter.
Alright, well, Peter here is, he's a big boy.
So, which of us is going to make the Lord of the Rings joke first?
Probably not me.
Also, probably not me, because I can't think. Oh, well, yeah, brain. I can't think. Help.
That was also my favorite Lord of the Rings line.
Okay, so, unload on, this enemy's name is El Gigante, by the way. Unload on El Gigante enough and a Plagas pops out of his back. Sometimes he'll pick you up. That's your opportunity to stab him to break free. I don't know if that will kill you, but it'll fucking hurt.
Yeah, I don't like being squeezed by giant men. I sympathize.
At least not in such high intense pressure situations.
remember your safe word?
My safe word is, you got worms too?
Hey, it's that dog.
He said the line. We can all go home.
All right, see you guys next week.
The second line.
Okay, so yeah, if we saved that dog earlier, he shows up again here to help.
And his entrance is so much more dramatic.
'Cause they knew we were waiting for him.
They teased everybody with the reveal of the game, just with that dead dog at the beginning. But we all knew that. We all knew they wouldn't actually do Huey dirty like that.
In last video, I think I joked about Ganados housing you with like explosives, but here El Gigante literally tried to house you.
And even worse, he's charging you for the insurance.
That's what I'm talking about. Good boy.
Oh, that musical sting was perfect.
I don't know if we've talked about it yet, but the bolt action rifle and other sniper rifles do bonus damage if you hit weak points with it, including the wiggly on his back.
Oof.
Also, this is probably one of those times where you may want to consider taking the scope off of the bolt action rifle.
Alright, so we've had Plaga Spaghetti and Plaga Penne. Is this like a Plaga Gnocchi?
Sure.
Nah, it's
Why
a little
not?
too long.
It's the Plaga Fettuccine. There's a nice rig to it.
Cut it down to Plaga Macaroni, you got this.
Well, I mean, we already have the cheese. So, are you going to be showing the original version of this as well?
I don't think so. I didn't think it was that much different.
Ooh.
Well, there is one neat thing, which is also what the game does with QuickTime events in general. Aside, in this version, you have to mash the right trigger. But in the original, you would run up his back and mash A. But if you were already mashing A in anticipation of the QTE, the game switches it up on you and makes you mash B instead.
I don't think I ever knew that.
That rule also applies to a much more famous sequence of QTEs way later in the game. We're just laying on the foreshadowing in this one.
Alright. Well, El Gigante's down, so we can take our time and loot the area now. There are a lot of supplies strewn about.
And spend some precious time with that dog.
I don't know, that dog seems to have bailed pretty quickly.
Oh, I didn't know this existed. I didn't know this existed.
The town hall can no longer contain it.
It can devour a cow in 3 days. So, yeah, Peter over there is maybe like 2 years old?
He's just a big hungry boy.
I think that red dude woke him up from nap time, too.
Thanks, Resident Evil 4, for making us complicit in child murder.
Never thought about it from that angle.
It's this, your average Yoko Taro game. I'm sure there are others. Oh, right, Deus Ex let you kill kids, but they were at least like 6 or 7 years old.
Oh!
Thanks, bud.
Oh, he really blends in with the rock there. I never noticed him hanging out.
Yeah, he really does. Like, I did want to make sure to show that, because it's a really cute interaction. But they do make it kind of hard to find.
Well, I mean, you're not going to place that dog in any old spot. He's a special boy.
Yeah, he is. Thank you, Huey, for all you've done.
No, not you. Sit back down. Oh, wait, you're already sitting. Never mind.
A dog so well camouflaged it might be a descendant of D-Dog, which makes the name Huey a little suspect, honestly.
He's not a dog, he's a wolf! Anyone can see that!
Let's be fair to Huey. He had the name before Huey did.
No, let's not be fair to the other Huey, though. Never do that.
Yeah, no. So yeah, on our approach back to the church, the Ganado dogs are back.
Oh, there's only one.
I could have sworn there were more.
In the original, there are more.
That's probably what I'm thinking of.
There's one that's like framed against the lightning, and then there's two more closer to the church.
Ooh, yeah, elaborate mechanism time.
I feel like that was an opportunity to put in a stupid puzzle.
Ashley Graham!
Well, that's the thing about the original game. They remembered the stupid, but forgot to put in any puzzles.
Right, time to steal some church stuff. What do we got?
We got 2/3 of a puzzle.
I suppose we'll go find the other third.
Not that way, though. Hold on a second. This cabinet.
Hell yes, ammo for a gun I don't have. Totally
Yes,
worth it.
exactly. There it is.
Cool, sweet dial. Okay, that thing cannot possibly get a lot of leverage on whatever it connects to. Those little notches were way too shallow.
Yeah, that doesn't look like it would hold at all.
Like, you're just gonna strip the back of the knob. Oh.
I think I'm running back to see if I can open up a locked drawer.
The original
Ashley,
version of the
hang on.
church also had a collection plate you could steal from, and I'm kind of disappointed they didn't include that.
Ashley can hold on a couple more minutes. She's a tough gal.
Yeah, I gotta line my pockets first.
No,
All
worth
that
it.
for a yellow diamond.
Yeah, I'd say that was worth it.
Yeah, that was worth it. Okay, now we can go back and solve the puzzle.
And there's a puzzle that there was a puzzle that was in the original earlier, which that was what the gravestones were for originally. Oh yes, this one.
Yeah, so the idea here is we gotta make the insignia.
You
So the
spun
green one-
past it like twice.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
green
I-
one has a specific lineup for with the Los Illuminados symbol. It's much easier when you
I
realize
don't-
that.
Yeah, I don't think I realized that until watching it back just now.
It's currently shaped like a V. That's...
Oh no!
Oh, you're having such a hard time with this.
Man, what the fuck was I doing when I recorded this?
In the original, this was just a series of switches where they would rotate. I remember it was two rotates, two, then three, then one. Or RG, then B.
Ooh,
there we go.
Nice, yeah. Ooh, ooh,
Almost.
Ooh, yeah,
There,
yeah,
yeah,
oh.
there we go.
I got it eventually.
Everyone falls the first time.
The sad thing is, I think I got it a lot quicker on my first time.
I gotta love fumbling the puzzles for the recording.
I know, right?
Like, didn't I mess up one of the safe combinations in RE2 Remake?
Ashley, you in there?
I don't remember. I think I did.
I don't know if you mess it up, but like I think you ignored a safe because you weren't sure what was in there, and you were full up on items.
And
but the
it was a
prize
hip
was
pouch.
Yep. Also, hey, remember this game takes place in like the mid 2000s.
I had a black version of that phone with like orange buttons. It ruled.
Sigma Gamma Phi.
Oh, fucking Motorola razors.
I'm so happy Ashley has a razor so that I could see effectively my old phone.
Ashley Graham.
I didn't have a sorority sticker on it though.
Just let me go.
Listen,
Yeah, you were really missing out.
easy with that.
Oh, it was Ashley in the back of the church with the candlestick.
That went well. Hey, it's dangerous outside.
Leon thinks he's in a wacky romantic comedy is the problem.
Listen to me.
What is that? Over there?
Pursue them.
First time I played through this game, it would always crash during this cutscene, as it was loading between 2 or 3 different areas.
Oh, that sucks.
Although it turns out that all I had to do was verify the game files again on Steam. But it took a while before I realized that.
My anecdote about this scene is that the first time I played, so the voice there kind of plays through the PS5 controller speakers by default. So I was just kind of like watching the cutscene with like the controller over my head, and then suddenly I just hear like "pursue them" coming from the back of my head, and just kind of freaked me out a little bit.
That rules.
That is really cool. Yeah.
That's what you get for relaxing in your own specific way.